Hello children. You know that, based on human activities, the economy can be classified into primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. In this lesson, Manufacturing Industries, we will concentrate on the secondary sector. Production of goods in large quantities after processing from raw materials to more valuable products is called manufacturing. In this lesson we learn the following. Significance of manufacturing industries, classification of industries. 3 agro-based industries, namely, cotton textile, jute textile and sugar industry. Then we turn our attention to 2 mineral-based industries, namely, iron and steel industry and aluminum smelting industry. Later on we learn chemical industry, fertilizer industry, cement industry, automobile industry and information and technology industry. Finally, we learn how industries cause different kinds of pollution and possible means to control them. We will divide the lesson into a few sections. By the end of this section, you should be able to achieve the following objectives. 1. Define manufacturing industries and explain their significance. 2. Analyze the contribution of manufacturing industries to the national economy. 3. Discuss the 2 ways of industrial location. 4. Classify industries on various bases. Let's learn how these manufacturing industries are of great significance for the Indian economy. Recall, you have learnt that agriculture is still backward in many areas of India. Manufacturing industries supply modern agricultural inputs like fertilizers, pesticides etc., and modern agricultural implements like tractors, tillers, harvesters etc. Thus manufacturing industries modernize agriculture. In the lesson, Sectors of the Indian Economy, you have learnt that there are more people in agriculture than necessary. The entire agricultural sector suffers from disguised unemployment. Manufacturing industries can create job opportunities for such people and help reduce over-dependence on agriculture. Unemployment and poverty are the 2 most important problems that the Indian youth are faced with. Manufacturing industries are preconditions to eradicate poverty and unemployment. This is the reason why the government has established public sector units and joint ventures. You know that wherever there are industries, development takes place. If a country develops, then the development should be uniform. Manufacturing industries are set up in backward and tribal areas to overcome regional disparities. Look at this data. By the end of the year 2021, India had accumulated a very huge foreign exchange. It was more than 47 lakh crores. Now, India's forex reserve is the 4th largest in the world. Export of manufactured goods help in accumulating foreign exchange. It also enhances international trade and commerce and promotes good relationship between other countries. Consider yarn, which is still a raw material, and trousers, a finished product. Which is more valuable? Obviously, it is trousers, isn't it? Undoubtedly, India's prosperity lies in exporting high-value finished goods than low-value raw material. To produce finished goods, we need manufacturing industries. Let's touch upon one aspect that you have already learnt in the lesson, the sectors of the Indian economy. The interdependence of agriculture and industry. Both the agriculture and industry are suppliers of raw material, and markets for finished products of each other. For example, agriculture supplies raw material for agro-based industries, like cotton textile, jute textile, sugar industry and all food processing industries. Industries, on the other hand, supply modern agricultural inputs, like fertilizers, and modern agricultural implements like tillers, harvesters, etc. We live in the globalized world today. Most of the multinational corporations have been selling their products and services in India. These MNCs are super rich. They have advanced technology. It is not easy to face challenges posed by them. The challenge is not only to survive but also to flourish. Those Indian companies that have invested in research and development have survived. Some of them have become MNCs. You will learn more about it in economics in the lesson Globalization. So, Indian industries not only need to achieve self-sufficiency, but also need to invest on research and development to take on MNCs in this globalized world. Let's analyze the contribution of manufacturing industries to the national economy. A few decades ago, Indian manufacturing industries contributed 27% to the national economy. Out of this, 10% came from primary industries, like quarrying, mining, gas production, etc. So, the actual contribution was only 17%. It was very low when compared to some Eastern countries. There, in those countries, the contribution of manufacturing industries was very high. It was between 25% to 35%. The desired growth was 12%. Growth in the last decade was only 7%. Since 2003, manufacturing sector was growing at 9% to 10%. In order to achieve the desired growth of 12%, economists believe that the following steps are helpful. Establishment of National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council, NMCC. It is done to ensure healthy competition among industries. The government has come out with appropriate policy interventions. To take some examples, special economic zones have been set up. 5 years tax holiday is given to new industries. Capital subsidy is also given. Women and backward classes are given special capital subsidy. Industrialists have to put in renewed efforts. Many have actually invested in research and development. A whole lot of young entrepreneurs have started new industries. Some of these startups have already become unicorns. So, once the threat of pandemic vanishes, we can believe that the target of achieving 12% growth can be achieved. Industries locate themselves in two ways. Industrial locations are determined by raw material, labor, capital, market, supply of water and electricity, government policies, etc. It's impossible to find all of them in one place. Industries tend to locate in such places where most of them are available, and the rest can be arranged. Industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. It is the first way. The second way is a process called agglomeration economy. Urban centers offer most of the facilities required to establish industries. Industries tend to come together to make use of them. This process is agglomeration economy. Now, let's learn the classification of industries. Industries can be classified on various bases. The first one is based on the raw material used. On this basis, industries can be classified into agro-based and mineral-based. Agro-based industries use agricultural output as raw material. Cotton, woolen, jute, silk textile, rubber and sugar, tea, coffee, edible oil industries are some examples. Mineral-based industries use minerals as raw material. Iron and steel, cement, aluminium, machine tools, petrochemical industries are some examples. The second classification is based on the role they play. On this basis, industries can be classified into basic or key industries and consumer industries. Basic industries produce semi-finished goods which are used as raw material by other industries. Look at these products of iron and steel industries. Iron ingots, iron sheets and iron rods. They are used by other industries to produce finished products. Iron and steel industry, thus, is a basic industry. Similarly, aluminium smelting, copper smelting industries are also the examples of basic or key industries. Consumer industries, on the other hand, produce finished goods that are consumed by us. Toothpaste, fans, sugar are some examples. The third classification is based on capital investment. On this basis, industries are classified into small-scale industries and large-scale industries. If an industry is set up with an investment of up to 1 crore, then it is considered a small-scale industry. Large-scale industries require very huge capital investment. The next classification is based on the bulk of the raw material and finished products. On this basis, industries are classified into heavy industries and light industries. Heavy industries use heavy raw material and produce heavy finished products. Cement, iron and steel are some examples. Light industries use light raw material and produce light finished goods. Electrical appliances are some examples. The last classification is based on ownership. On this basis, industries are classified into public sector, private sector, joint ventures and cooperative industries. Public sector industries are owned and operated by government agencies. BHEL, BEL are some examples. Private sector industries are owned and operated by individuals or group of individuals. Infosys, Wipro and Reliance are some examples of such industries. Joint venture industries are jointly managed by the government and individuals or group of individuals. Oil India Limited is an example of this type of industry. Cooperative sector industries are owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of raw materials, workers or both. They pool in the resources and share the profits or losses proportionately. Sugar industry in Maharashtra and coir industry in Kerala are some examples of this type of industries.